So the communities of St. Francis Bay and Cape St. Francis in the Eastern Cape have come together to provide food relief to about 1,200 people weekly since the start of the lockdown. Now, the disaster relief program is based on a model they used following the devastating fires in the area experienced in previous years. I want to get the very latest now and bring Lerato Fikisi on the line. She is live for us there. Hey, Lerato, thank you very much indeed for coming through. Tell us about this model that is being used there.
A brilliant model, I must say, Glenn. It's a pity that I'm wearing this mask and you can't see my smile underneath it. Just beaming with pride. I think, like you said, alluded earlier on, that the model that they've used here is what's been important and critically important for me when I spoke to the organizers earlier on, how they managed to go to the communities, identify people in this area who are in need of food, give them coupons, and then able to do handing out of food parcels to people in this area in such a uniform, organized, stress-free, no scramble for food, no fighting, for over a week and a half now. To date, Blaine, by the end of today, they would have handed out 1,600 food parcels with no incidences experienced at all. What's also been key is that the area that we are in right now is made up of people who are fishermen. Some of them also work in the manufacturing industry, which is obviously closed at this time. So poverty and unemployment so huge in this area. So it was important for this community. Like you said earlier on, this community is known to be the top of the top when it gets to disaster management, especially in terms of fire. Now they've taken that specific energy and directed it now to fighting this specific pandemic, the coronavirus, especially trying to fight poverty in this area, which is faced with huge issues of unemployment and poverty. But let's speak to Liezl Clause, who is from this organization, Disaster Volunteer Group. Tell us first, which I really admire about you guys, the model you guys have done to make sure this whole process is easy-free, easy-going for 1.5 weeks.
Thank you very much. Yes, I must say that I've never seen a community come together like this in Cape St. Francis and St. Francis Bay in times of crisis like we did in the fire. And when we've been active in that, and when that shifted to COVID-19, the Disaster Volunteer Group, we shifted our focus to food relief programs in our township. And I must say that the combined efforts of organizations such as Rotary, our United Church here in St. Francis Bay Samaritans, together with the efforts of our Disaster Volunteer Group is really what has been a success. We can't, of course, do this without the help of people on the ground. And that means identifying willing people, absolutely people who are committed to feeding the people around them, to be able to make all of this happen. And for that, we identified volunteers on the ground. They are community leaders, and we usually work with them. I think one of the big successes of this program is that we are apolitical. We don't form alliances. We are just there to make sure that people get fed.
Let's speak about the parcels themselves. You said to me that these parcels aren't coming from a government organization, they're coming from ordinary people in St. Francis Bay. You've said, you know what, I'll donate 10,000, I'll donate 20,000, just to make sure that the people in this area are fed. How important and how touching was that for you to see just people, ordinary people coming together and saying, you know what, as well perhaps as I am, but let me give back?
It's been an amazing experience. You know, it still gives us goosebumps. Last night, somebody knocked on the door and gave a 10,000 Rand cash donation. So through the three organizations, we've managed to raise almost 900,000 Rand already. And it's dedicated to feeding people in St. Francis. There are 5 different areas here. We've got some informal areas. This one today is one of 4 areas where we're going to deliver. Our food parcels are made possible through our local grocery spar. And then we purchase them, and they're really sustenance food. We hope to get through everybody today, and then we will be able to start from number 1 again. We estimate there's about 7,000 people here that we're trying to feed.
Also, what's really been nice to see is that in terms of social distancing, I can even see your volunteers right now stretching out their hands, making sure the social distancing is adhered to. So as much as you guys are trying to help, but also adhering to the regulations has been key to the success of this drive.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have to respect that. I must say the very first day that we did this, we learned a lot from it. We had a debrief afterwards, and everybody now understands and respects it. I must say, in our community of Sea Vista here, I think that the success of this is because people are actually receiving food parcels. I worry about areas where it's taking longer to get food to the people and that they will become restless. But right here, as you can see, this is how it goes every time we deliver. It's respectful, people are grateful. So yeah, it's a success story.
Lastly, I saw that you have a food parcel actually here with me, and I just wanted to take me through exactly what's in the food parcel. Obviously, you're saying that nutrition is key as well at this time. So just take us briefly exactly what exactly does your food parcel comprise of, and also in terms of numbers, you said that it's not costing 1,000 rand, it's actually 200 rand, and it's also helped you guys to get more food parcels out.
Absolutely, you know, we wanted to make this as economical as possible while still supplying people with good food. And as you can see, it's sustenance meal. We've got maize meal, flour, sugar, oil, and we've also been gifted every time with fish from Belobi. So I must say, we're really just blessed. And again, it's just coming from the good hearts of people. We have had no government subsidies or government donations at all. It's just the good hearts of people who want to make sure their community is looked after.
Well, that was Liezl Clause coming from the Disaster Volunteer Group, just speaking about the importance of what ordinary citizens can do to ensure that people's lives are changed. So, Blaine, like the saying goes, that every single cloud has a silver lining. Back to the studio.
Yeah, you know, Lerato, the measure of solace that you can get to take from this pandemic is that there are people who are willing to help, and we thank them and all the others that are doing their level best in order to try and help the needy in this pandemic. Lerato, the BC Live Front, thank you very much indeed.